Me again. This is the anxiety kit, but it could be alone, but it still falls in the realm of bipolar disorder, because, well, a lot of times they go hand in hand, an anxiety disorder with bipolar disorder, or sometimes you're having anxiety simply because of what's going on in your life and your uh, bipolar disorder. And um, but a lot of people have anxiety issues and panic attacks along with their bipolar disorder. So I thought it was important to address this individually. And this is one of my kit videos where I have items to show you. Some of them overlapped from other kits. It's like a show and tell. I like it. So hopefully you'll get some good information from them. And don't mind my quirkiness. Okay, so anxiety. I have bipolar 1 disorder. I've had it for, well, I was first diagnosed with depression when I was 15, but we all now know that it was probably the beginnings. So I'm 50 now. That is 35 years that I have been, I hope I did the math right, that I have been on this journey. And I've had anxiety since, mostly social anxiety, since I was born. And, she's shy, whatever. I also have performance anxiety, which might be in the same realm as social anxiety, but it seems more intense when I need to address people in a performance type, not casual, but more professional type thing. And that used to be it. Obviously, I've been anxious about life events and sometimes how things were going with my medication and my moods. But only recently have I experienced generalized anxiety, and it usually happens in the evening. And it's really not to a specific thing like the others. I also have anticipatory anxiety, but that goes with the social anxiety, and that is that you're super anxious before an event, and then you do it, and then it's over, and you're like, well, why was I so anxious? It wasn't that bad. And I can do the same thing over and over and over and over and still feel that anxiety. So it's all about the same deal. And the anticipatory anxiety can be particularly troublesome because if I'm going to say I have a new client for dog training, I'm not nervous about the dog at all. I know what I'm doing with the dog. It's the people. I'm lucky if they are completely clueless and they're looking to me. But a lot of people think they know a lot of things about dogs and they really don't. And so they're actually tougher to train than the dog. And so the night before, in fact, days before the event, I will be super, super anxious and get more and more anxious as the time gets nearer. And that night before can make it difficult for me to fall asleep because I'm worrying and over and my chest is getting tight and I'm getting shaky and I'm adrenaline and pacing and so I have a hard time falling asleep. And I usually have to take medication to help me fall asleep and not be as anxious at bedtime. Anyway, this anxiety kit is geared towards just things that can help you deal with anxiety, get through anxiety, and I'm talking about actual physical things. And it starts out with your medication. Make sure you're taking your medication every day on time, especially if you're taking something specifically to treat anxiety, but also your mood stabilizers and antipsychotics can play a part. So make sure you're taking your meds as prescribed. If you have a major event coming up and you do have a prescription for something to take as needed, take it like an hour before the event so you're nice and relaxed going in. I'm not going to go through things that you can find in a workbook or read online. These are things. So, alternative things that maybe are help you relax and or distract, but regular use of some of these things can help with your anxiety overall, not just that one event. So, an example of that would be yoga. Yoga classes can be expensive, but you can find basic yoga routines, things, videos on YouTube. I have used some myself. And they usually have like a brief one. I've seen like morning 15-minute yoga, things like that, or beginner yoga. In particular, I find the poses that help stretch your muscles and body, I find those to be very helpful in relaxing. And the effects can be felt well after you've done it, not just during. And if you do it a few times a week, you may find that it's helping your anxiety through the day. The stretching and the breathing. The deep breathing, how they tell you to do it in yoga, is applied to anxiety and panic attacks, it's the same, deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. But that's how it used to be. I hear it now in some videos and meditation programs that they now say exhale through your nose as well. Whatever, I think either would work. And massage is another thing. So if you're lucky, you have a significant other or someone that can do that for you. Because massage can be expensive and not covered by insurance, and regular sessions can help with your anxiety. I do not have a person in my life that can give me a massage. So I carry a lot of tension in my shoulders, neck, and upper back. So what I do, someone showed me, I think it was in yoga class, a tennis ball, and you roll it on your neck and your shoulders, and it feels very good, and it's very, very relaxing, and it helps loosen up your muscles. It's something you can do quick and in private. If you want to get more intense, you put the ball on the ground and lay your back on it where your muscle groups are. You can, move it along and roll it along on there. Actually, it would be more like that. And you will get yourself a deep muscle massage, and it actually works and feels very, very good. Let's see. Aromatherapy. Gosh, there is incense. I like patchouli and sandalwood are my favorite. Essential oils on your person, essential oils, and an oil diffuser. Here's sandalwood that I use to spray on, and here it is. I love these necklaces. If you haven't seen one of these before, it opens up. It's got a fairy on it, but it opens up like this, and there's a pad in there, and you can drop or spray whatever oil you want on there. Shut it, wear it throughout the day, and you get yourself some aromatherapy throughout the day. I believe I got this on Amazon, but you can get them on eBay. You can get them just about anywhere. Online, anyway. Meditation. Meditation doesn't have to be you're sitting cross-legged on a floor with your palms up going, no, it doesn't have to be that. In fact, I prefer guided meditation where the person talking is talking you through, like you're walking through a meadow, and they're describing the meadow. And my absolute favorite one, and this is on YouTube, I'll put a link to it. My absolute favorite is this one where this guy, you'll have to shop around, check some different ones out, because some people, their voices are not relaxing at all. But this guy has a nice voice, and he takes you from a busy train station onto a train to your destination, and you stop at this meadow or something. And me being a crazy Harry Potter lover, uh, obsession, I alter it slightly and put myself on the Hogwarts train, going to Hogwarts, and how I would feel. And I'm 11 years old, um, and it takes you from being busy and chaotic at the train station to a relaxing, light atmosphere, and it's very, very effective. I use that one anytime I am feeling the need to be brought down from my thoughts. So, meditation, I only show this. I have an iPod, I have an iPhone, not an iPhone, but I have a smartphone. But I found this and found that it still worked. So, you can get these relaxing sounds and stuff from the library, from Goodwill, wherever. CD players are still out there in thrift stores and stuff. So I thought it was fun that I found it still worked. Another thing is letting go of your anxieties. And I kind of covered this in the sleep one, but this is a whole different topic, so I'm gonna do it in here as well. That is putting down your anxieties and leaving them there and walking away, trusting that they are there and do not have to be with you for the time being. And there are a few ways to do that. Well, you can be creative and find your own ways, but here are some ways that I have done it. The worry dolls. These are worry dolls. Let me get these little girls out. Okay. I don't know if you've heard of these before, but what you do is you assign a worry to each doll, and they will worry for you and take care of that. You can, if you're feeling anxious, you can write your anxieties down and leave them there in a book, just for a place to put them so you don't have to take them with you. And then I have included prayer, because some people do find that helps them be more centered during anxiety and leave their worries with whoever their faith. I don't know how to finish that sentence. I'm sorry. A hot bath with some Epsom salt and something aromatherapy. This is really still aromatherapy. This is frankincense and myrrh with Epsom salt. I also have it with lavender, but you can get this Because this you might have to order because I only see it in certain stores. This is at Walmart, and it's got lavender in it and Epsom salt. The melatonin part, like I said before, I don't think you can get any benefit from melatonin in your tub, but it does have the lavender in it and the Epsom salt. And the Epsom salt will help you relax your muscles and relieve some pains. And it comes also in a bubble bath with the same ingredients. And then there's things to do when you're feeling anxious, like in the moment or to get through the day. I call it therapeutic fidgeting. It helps me stay grounded. And in the moment, some people might think that my fidgeting is keeping me from the focus of what is happening. But in actuality, it is helping me stay away from my anxiety and bring me back to this situation right now. This is probably my favorite fidget tool. And I'm lucky when it's cool enough to wear hoodies because I keep something, but I like this the best to just move in my pocket. I can actually be talking to someone and fidgeting, but you can get I don't know what I did. I had a pen. You can in nursing, when I was a nurse, I would click my pen, but you kind of don't want to do that because it can make people think that you're anxious to get away. So, but I did get this pen from a pharmaceutical company that had beads on it on the part right there, and I would have it in my pocket and I'd move those beads back and forth, and that would help me because anxiety is an everyday, all day thing for me. I actually enjoy fidget spinners. They're kind of out of fashion now. But when they came out, and I have a nice one, a really nice one with a cross there. There was this controversy about kids being given them by their therapists who had ADHD or something like that, and to help keep them in their seat in learning. And teachers were getting irritated and saying, no, you can't have that, it's distracting to the class. And then there was the parents saying it's a therapeutic tool. I actually agree with the therapeutic tool thing because I have found them to be therapeutic. They just the same. So the pen is one thing you can do if you have a clicker at work. But there are some other tricks. This one I don't particularly like, but it's an example of you can just have a little thing in your pocket to, and nobody's going to question why you're walking around with, depending on where you work, um, a USB drive. I also would fidget with these at work, um, in my pocket, just opening and closing. Um, if I was like on high alert, this was high alert. Um, Low alert was folding and unfolding, but that's hard to do. It's hard to do in your pocket, but if you're working somewhere where it wouldn't seem unusual for you to have one of these, I just would use it to relieve some physical agitation, and irritation. I If somebody irritated me, um, it was helpful in that I could help keep my mouth shut and not get into trouble, and just let it slide. And I'm not talking about like if somebody needed to be kind of told off, because then I would, but just like an employee irritating me, or a customer or something. Um, like I said, I think this is my absolute favorite. I think therapeutic fidgeting. Um, Make sure you get enough sleep. You break up the things that you find anxious that you have to do. Maybe break them up through the day. I personally eventually discovered that it worked better for me to. I used to be an avoider, and I would just avoid a task that was making me anxious, and I would just hope it would go away. And they don't go away, and I was just frozen with anxiety, and it took me many, 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 many years to find out that the anxiety is less if you just like count to 3 and do it. It's like, when I worked at the animal shelter, sometimes I had to fire somebody, and I never liked to do that. And I'm like, I really can't put this off. And so I was just like, I would make it the first thing I did that day, because, the most anxious things, I would just do them first thing to get it over with. And then the rest of my day could be spent, okay, well, it's done and dealt with. Rather than putting it off, and having a whole day of anxiety building up to a point where I was in less shape to do the task I had to do. So it took me a long time to learn that. So you might want to give that a try. Make it, just get it over with. I forgot something important. Exercise. You need to walk. 30 minutes is decent. Not like broken up in steps on your smartwatch, but a solid 30 minutes, preferably outside. And the reason that is important, um, well, your feel good neurotransmitters, what is it? Are released. I know that when I go for a walk at first, I'm just angry that I have to walk, and then about 5 to 10 minutes in, I feel good and I want to walk more. So, once you get going, you'll want to finish. And also, the physical activity helps your body relax. And you do what is called dumping. When you do something like walking, a repetitive movement, walking, running, biking, swimming, your brain goes through everything in your head that's been going on, and it sort of siphons through, makes sense of, and dumps the stuff that is unneeded, unnecessary, and at the end of your walk, you are left with more relaxed and less clutter in your head. And you possibly will figure out some solutions to dilemmas you started your walk with. That happens to me a lot. Like, I'll have an encounter with a person and I don't quite know what to make of it, and I'm thinking, do they like totally hate me? What's the deal? By the end of my walk, I will have realized that I have no idea what went on in that person's life that day. And they may have been a complete bitch. And it had nothing to do with me. So, and sometimes it takes a walk to get through that and come out to a realistic answer to a problem. So, okay, that is all I have for you. Like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and post my sleep hygiene schedule video, even though the sound quality is a little off. I don't know what happened with my microphone. And I will be doing a depression kit. So, soon. All right, so I hope you may have gotten something out of this. I'm still playing with the beads. Okay, so I will see you next time.